and welcome to this discussion of coconut as retirement plan. If you're joining me, this is Ingadishola. I'll be discussing this afternoon coconut as retirement. I'll be discussing this afternoon coconut as retirement plan. Okay, what is retirement plan? Before I go into coconut, we'll be discussing three main topics briefly. The first one is planting. We'll be discussing planting, how to plant coconut. We'll be discussing maintenance of coconut, and we'll be discussing the market for coconut, because there's no point for you to plant anything, and there's no point for you planting without having. This is the major reason. If you followed or if you watched any of my class, you will have heard me when I said the first thing you should do before you plant anything is to get your market ready. So here we go. Let me start with retirement. You know, I grew up to see our parents, as in most people, people that have worked for the government. People have worked for the government for 10 years, for 35 years. You know, the retirement age is 35 years, and you find out at the end of the 35 years, they're supposed to get a pension, a retirement package, and everything. Candidly, my mom is a retired teacher, and she's still waiting for her retirement plan after 10 years or so. Now that's not. So you find out that there are a lot of people in that same category, as in at the end, by the time they retire and they're expecting their pension, or there's a bulk money they're supposed to pay them, they will not give the money to them. You see them lining up, queuing up. At the end of the day, if not that they have children or they have other means of supporting themselves, it obviously means they are going to be suffering after working for the government. Now, I'm not saying working for the government is not good. It's extremely good. But you don't need to wait for the pension. You don't need to wait for the retirement money, especially if you have a small piece of land. You know something? I'll tell another story again before we move further. When the white guys are coming around, as in the Oyibo people, all these the Oyibo, when they were coming to introduce education to us, they told us, once you read book, as in once you can go to school, you pass through your primary school, you pass through secondary school, it obviously means you get a job. And by that time when they came, you know, things were still so, I don't know how to put it that way, but immediately you finish, they either accommodate you, you get a job as a clerk, you get a job in companies. They were building companies, you understand. You remember, if you're in the Yoruba land, you remember they said the cocoa house in Ibadan was built from the harvest from cocoa. But because they were getting people employment, jobs and everything, so everybody diverted their attention from farming, from production to that job, which is not difficult, because farming then was very tedious. It's handmade, it's manual, you use hand and every other thing. So now what I'm explaining now is, okay, now that you now work for government for 30 years, for 35 years, or even if you are not working for government, you are working for yourself, but your father's father or your father has one plot of land, has two plots of land, that is lying fallow in the village, that is wasting in the village. I shared a video on my timeline about 3 days ago. Everybody was sharing it. Everybody was saying, wow, wow, wow. Now, that project was done by an organization. The coconut project was done by an organization. But let's assume here, we cannot be an organization, as in we cannot all do the project together, and the government, let's leave the government out of this. So it means as an individual, you can plan your own, and you can plant your own for the future, which is retirement. See, you don't have to wait until you are 30 years old, or you are 50 years old, or you are 60 years old before you start planning retirement. Let me tell you, okay, for instance, our parents that are waiting for the money, from the money the government is supposed to pay them. Some of them on the queue. Some got bonds. You've heard of pensioners dying on the queue. You've heard of pensioners that did not get their money and all this stuff. Imagine if they've had one coconut plantation, or one cashew plantation, or one lemon plantation, or one orange plantation. Let's say one of them had. See, and you know the funny thing, if you have just one plot of land, you can plant 20. You are welcome, sir. If you have just one plot of land, you can plant 23 crops. When I mean 3 crops, the class here today is for coconut, but I'll be bringing in some other crops too, because they have almost similar thing. And then another class, I will discuss into detail some other class, just slight difference from them. Now, just on one plot, you can plant one coconut, or you can plant 20 coconuts of the hybrid. You can plant 20 coconuts. 20 coconuts at the end of the year means one of the coconut, if you plant hybrid, depending on the product. See, in those days, Coconut will not fruit until 9 to 15 years. As in, when you plant it, it will not start fruiting until 9 to 15 years. All those ones they are harvesting in the Philippines, in all these other countries, the ones they are presently exporting, they are old breed of coconut. But you know us here, we want something fast. So people did not plant those type of coconut. And that's why those other countries, they have enough coconut, while we did not have. But now, they discovered those tall coconut that stay 9 years, 10 years, 15 years fruiting. They are old. Not that they are now getting old. There's a video I recently watched. I do a lot of research, and in the video, they were complaining that the coconut yield is reducing. The coconut that used to be very big before, because they've spent 50 years, 100 years of coconut. Now they are reducing, so they have to be planting another one to replace it. This is where Africans, Nigerians can take advantage. And the market, I don't want to jump. I'm jumping. Let me not jump. So, like what I said, because the old coconuts are getting, we are talking of our own retirement. Sorry, people said I'm always very fast. I'm trying to be a little slow, but it's just that when I have something, I just want to get it out there, share it with you, and then everybody can go and think about it or plan about it. Now, okay, you're welcome. So now what happened is that you now find out that, okay, instead of me waiting till when I'm 50 years or 60 years, or I'm working for government, or I'm even a business owner, I'm doing my own business, but my grandfather has land in the village, something has land somewhere else, then why don't I just plant coconut there, or plant tree crops there? Now, if you're planting coconut, like I said, now old coconut matured in 9 to 15 years. The current coconut hybrid that we have is 3 years, 4 years. They start fruiting, as in they start producing fruit. And the difference again is that the current coconut produce more fruit than the old ones. But candidly, there are things you need to do to get those things. There are things you need to put in there. It's not that you just dig the soil and throw the coconut inside and expect it to produce for you. So this afternoon, I'm discussing about, like I said, I'm going to be discussing basically 3 things. Coconut planting, how you can use it for retirement plan. You have 1 acre, you have one plot, you can plant 20. If you have 1 acre, you can plant 120 pieces of coconut. Let me gist you something. One of my neighbors here was complaining that their younger sister was going to harvest their father's cashew seed. You know that cashew seed? We're in the season of cashew in the village. So when I asked her, how many cashew did Baba has? She said 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is less than a plot of land. That's the cashew nuts they are harvesting. And a tree of cashew can produce several kgs. I'm not telling you until the next class if you join my other class. Now, if you join my other live video. Now, I'm used to using class. I always have lectures. Like today, I was supposed to have my farm. I have a class I'm running, farm management course that is running for 4 weeks. Me and my students will be playing hide and seek. If I come to class, they will not come to class. Or if we are supposed to be meeting every Saturday, I've waited for them for quite some time. Since I didn't see them, I just said, well, let me shift this to Facebook. Since I'm already in the mood to lecture, and my student did not turn up, so I just shift. Actually, I'm still in their time, but since their time is over 4 to 5, so I just shift. That was why I fixed this Facebook live, since my student did not show up. Okay, so what I'm saying is 10 cashew nuts. So imagine 10 coconut is half a plot. If you are using IB, 10 coconut. Now let me give you the calculation. If you go to the market, I'm staying in the rural side, I always said it. The last time I bought coconut was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, almost a month ago. I bought it from Malam, a small coconut like this. I bought it 400 naira. 400 naira from the Malam. Now, I imagine you in the city, maybe you might get less, depends on the size you are buying. So if I'm buying one coconut, but you see the calculation is, you as a farmer cannot get it for 400 naira. Because I know I'm a farmer, I've been in the system, so I know how it works. So let's even assume you as a farmer, you are getting to sell your coconut for 200 naira. And 1 tray of the coconut will give you minimum of 180 fruits. Let's calculate with 80. So if you have 1 plot and you plant 20, if each tree is giving you 80 fruits, it means 80 times 20, that's 160. Then multiply by whatever price you are selling. We are just using, this is a small calculation. Now imagine, okay, like I always tell people, when I give you this kind of calculation, I don't want you to rush to farm because of that. I don't want you to rush to go and buy land because of that too, because you need maintenance. So if you're not going to be there to maintain it, it's not advisable. If you Did you notice something? If you are planting anything and you didn't take good care of it, it will not survive. So I don't like to mislead people to say, okay, no, I don't like to. I will give you calculation, but I don't like to mislead you. There are a lot of things you need to do. Now, I'm just telling you how you can use it as retirement plan. Okay, if you have land already, don't rush to buy 10 acres. Rather buy maybe 1 acre or 2 acres and develop it if you don't have anybody that will manage it for you. But if you have the land, or you have, okay, if I buy 100 acres, I will have somebody that will maintain it for me. I hope I'm making sense of what I'm saying. Now, please, if you have questions, you can drop it. I'll pick them at the end of this thing, which is not going to be more than just 30 minutes. If you have questions, you can drop it. And I'm also asking you to do something for me. One, you drop the topic you want us to discuss in the next class. In the next time I'm coming live, the highest topics get the day. For crop production, please. For now, I'm not into. I've done livestock and I messed up, so I'm not discussing livestock now. So crop production, any crop you want us to discuss, just drop it there. I'll pick them. And then 2, please, all these videos on Facebook, they don't stay. If they are your video is on Facebook Live, by the time you check it next week, you will not see it again. So what I do is I copy this video and move it to my YouTube channel. I'm supposed to do this on my YouTube channel, but I don't have subscriber up to 1,000, and I don't have the 4,000. So I will be moving the video after the class to YouTube channel so that you can rewatch it later. On Facebook, there's somehow, even me, it's difficult for me to find it out. So please, you can go to my YouTube channel, check it at Yinka Adeshola. Though there'll be 2 there, but just check the 2. You will see the one that is current. It's Yinka Adeshola. I was holding a just check so that some other videos I've done, you will see them there. Like last week. Okay, this week alone I should have about 4 videos. Now let's go back to what we're discussing. Okay, so those are the 2 things I want you to do for me, and then also help share. Now there's one benefit. If you watch that video that I posted on coconut, you saw how plenty the coconut is. Then you look at you saw the way the coconut company factories. If somebody for somebody to invest, we all keep shouting, government is not doing this, government is not doing that. But believe me, if government put a company down, presently as I'm speaking, there's a coconut cracking factory in Akwa Ibom, and presently they need about 300,000 coconut every day to process. Dangote put a tomato factory down in Kano that need 250,000 tons of tomato to process per day. So we need to plant something before they can have something to harvest. Palm tree plantation, okay. So we need to plant something before they will process something. For instance, for us to attract investor that will do that kind of big factory, the investor must have seen there's a big coconut tree or there's a lot of them that they can process. But I know, because if you plant it's not mature, it's not fruit in the next 3-4 years, like we say, 3 years, 4 years before you start getting the fruits. Now, the other thing about the coconut is, I said we are going to talk about the planting. Now, for you to plant coconut, you need to buy seedlings. Now, there are different types of seedlings. When we say different types of seedlings, there are the seedlings that are, remember all those other coconuts that were 9 years, 10 years, they have seedlings too. So you need to buy your coconut, and you need to get your coconut from a genuine source. Be sure this person is not just selling any coconut for me. So you need to buy seedling. You need there's 3 years, there's the other one, the ordinary, the normal coconut. It's not only one type of coconut. There are about 4 or 5 types of coconut, depending. There's the tall one, there's the hybrid one, there's the tall, which is not tall, that is not hybrid. There's tall that is hybrid, and then there's a short one. Now, hybrid, and if you followed any of my video, I think I've explained hybrid one other time, so I really want us to go into it today. So hybrid is a topic you should look at. I've explained in some of my classes. Hybrid, okay. Now the thing is, I've mentioned the years, then maturity. Now soil. Somebody asked me the other time on my timeline, said, what kind of soil will I use for coconut? You see, coconut can survive any good soil. Now, what are the good soil? Good soil is, you see, when we were young, some of us that were able to play inside soil and sand and everything. So there was this soil that you just hold and you can, there's some soil you put in your hand and you can touch it. You can really play with them and everything. Like when you were building that mud house and all this stuff. But there's some soil that have stony soil. Coconut cannot survive in stony soil. Hardly will you get crops that will survive in stony soil too. Let me generalize that. Why? Because stony soil do not have there's something called There's something called nutrient. You know, I told you soil is a living thing. And see, this soil, they have nutrients that hold them together, that make them stay together. Then they also have pores where hair is passing through. So it is inside these pores that the roots of your plants will stay and be taking nutrients. So if you plant in stony place, it's only where there's stones, coconut will not survive there. It will not do well. But if you have sandy, loamy soil, the normal sand soil, when we say loamy, it means you've added nutrients to it. It's a good soil that can hold water and it has good retention. So those are the soil that coconut wants. So in short, so coconut can grow anywhere. People have asked me, can coconut grow in the north? And I say yes. In Taraba State, they just planted about 100,000 or 100 something acres of coconuts that they you know, Lagos State government sell coconut seedlings too. So they supply them and they sell, you understand what I mean? And so coconut can grow in everywhere. It can grow everywhere, except the stony soil, just like I explained to you. The coconut will not grow anywhere stony, as in stone, anywhere that has stones. Now, water. Have you ever wondered why you see coconut by the riverside? Have you? Because they are water-loving plants. They are water-loving plants. That's why you see them go to Lagos State by the edge of their whatever you see coconut. They are water-loving. They love plenty water. So it's good if you have water for your coconut. As in, it's very good if you have a lot of water. Your coconut will thrive very well. And then, still on the plantation, I told you we are discussing, for those just joining us, we are discussing 3 things on the coconut. I've mentioned why you can use it for retirement. If you have questions, like I said, please drop it in the conversation. I will respond to them. So 1, planting. I said we are discussing planting of coconut. 2, we'll be discussing management of coconut, where we are discussing now, and we'll also be discussing markets for coconut. Now, so you mean you have your coconut, you plant it, like I said, it takes 3 years. But now, what most people do, you plant the coconut and leave it there for the next 3 years. You will not really get anything good if you leave your coconuts like that. So if you plant your coconut, you still need some maintenance for it. For instance, the soil, when you want to plant coconut, you need to dig a soil. I did a training some times ago for people that were planting coconut. I have a video of it if you really want, but the video is for sale. It's not that, sorry. In the video, there's a description, there's a diagram, how you put the coconut into the soil. When one of our clients that was planting in Benin Republic, he came here to pick his coconut, to buy coconut from Nigeria, from my team here. When he was planting, he sent us the picture. I posted the picture. Somebody was saying, is this gap not too much? I said no. When in that place, you feel enough manure. Okay, it's like you are sending your children to school. You give them enough provision, as in plenty food, plenty bonfita, plenty, especially for us that stay in boarding house, they'll give you bonfita, give you biscuits, things they will naturally not give you when you are at home. Something you don't have access to when you are naturally at home. But now because you are going, you are traveling, they don't want you to suffer for anything. The same way you should see your plants, your coconuts. You are planting this coconut for when I'm retiring. I want this thing to feed me when I come back, as in when I'm not doing anything again. So because you want this thing to feed you, what do? You feed it at the first instance. So it means your maintenance is you feed this coconut. The first year you put manure, you use manure to plant it. The second year you still dig beside it and add manure. Every year you have to support it with nutrients. See, imagine all of us will be saying we don't know where coconut gets its water, but like I told you, it's a water-loving plant. Now, if your coconut is growing and the nutrients you put in the first year, it finish all that nutrient. What it means is that if you don't support it with another nutrient in the second year, it will not be able to increase in size. 1, it will now be living on the nutrient it has supplied itself before, which means your yield is reducing. It will not be able to produce more for you. But if you feed it from the beginning, and then it now moves to, you understand, the second year you support it again. The third year you support it. Then it will keep producing for you. Every year you are actually supposed to be giving it. And then, you know the funny thing, coconut can stay 80, 100 years. excuse me, I just told you now, I said the one in Philippines and all these countries that are exporting presently, they've planted it 100 years, 4,000 years, whatever years. They inherit it from their parents. But now the coconuts are reducing because it has, now it has really they've harvest and harvest over time. So imagine if you plant it now, it's going to stay for the next 50, 100 years, 50, 80, 100 years. Then it depends on your maintenance. Your maintenance really matters. Okay, so now I've talked about so you need to maintain it. And not that, okay, let me give you another instance. If you plant coconut, you do not take care of the weed around it, then the first year it gets burnt. It will not, see, when it gets burnt, you reduce it to 0. That's if it survives. It might not even survive. The ones that survive, you reduce them to 0, then you have to start all over again. So it is good to keep weed away from your plants. And the distance, like I said, if you have just one plot, you will plant 20 coconuts. If it's hybrid at 6 meters. If you have 1 acre, that's 6 plots. You'll be planting 100 to 120 coconuts. So if you have, I hope by now you are used to acre and hectare. If you are here, you don't understand the difference between acre and hectare. Please, I don't know where to refer you to, but I think I've mentioned it in some of my videos and everything. Acre and hectare. So there's a difference between acre and hectare. So you need to be aware of it. Acre is 4,000 square meter. Hectare is 10,000 square meters. So you need to know the difference between them. So you understand me? So that is how to maintain coconut. Now let's go to the market for coconut. I've always said, and the way I normally shout, I said, there's no point of you planting if you don't have a market. As in, market is not doesn't mean you have to go to our general market, where the open market. No, it means you have somebody that will buy from you, or you have a company you are supplying to, or you just have where it will go to. See, there are situations, a lot of situations where farmers will plant something and say, I'm looking for market. But there are some products that, except you are not planting it, and the markets are available because a lot of us are not planting one. Now, I'm going to explain something. For other countries, I told you there's the high demand for coconuts. Coconuts are used for several things. You get the coconut milk, you get coconut water is currently being packaged as energy drink, as natural energy drink for footballers, for sportsmen and everything. That's coconut water for you. But nothing wasting coconut. The coconut milk, you know what it is being. Coconut milk is used for powdered milk and every other thing. Then the coconut oil, in fact, the health benefits of coconut oil make it a very scarce commodity. Presently, I know about 3 years ago, 1 liter of coconut oil sells between 3,000 naira to 4,000 naira. Some people are even selling as far as 5,000. How do I know? One of my team members know how to produce it, and we went to Badagry to buy coconut, and we produce it. And we produce coconut oil because, number one, you use coconut oil for pesticide, as in we use it to control pests. As in, if you don't want hair, we use it for skincare. Like, if you know me before, I used to have plenty spots on my body, and there are some of us that are, I've written about it on my timeline one time. There are some of us that are mosquito friendly. Mosquito friendly means mosquito loves sucking our blood. Yes, if you are O positive and mostly female, our blood are somehow, there's a kind of whatever. So, and once mosquito bites, for mosquito friendly people, once mosquito bites, it's when for other people the spot will go. For we that are mosquito friendly, the spot will remain on our body, and it may stay 3 years, 5 years, 6 years. I remember I used to count spots on my body. I'll be counting 1, 2, 3. This one, okay, it has reduced. I'm being sincere with you. So I have to look for things so coconut oil is very good. Coconut oil, shea butter, they are very good in that instance, and the health benefit. And then you won't believe something. In the production of sugar, they use coconut oil. In the production of sugar, yes, our normal sugar. So, and the funny thing, the coconut oil that is being used in a Nigerian factory to produce sugar is 100% imported. 100% imported. Now, that is one. Another thing for coconut is home use. Let me give you one instance. It was about some years ago. One of the directors, Mr. Lakulen, he sent me because he knows I'm always talking about all these things. So he sent me some pictures and everything, and said I should say from Benin, Togo, from Cote d'Ivoire, from Ghana, we are importing coconut into Nigeria. These other countries are importing not because they don't have a place to sell, because they are also exporting to Europe. So but because Nigeria need it. So on a daily basis, you can go to Badagry. If you go to Badagry, you see the coconut market there. On a daily basis, about 10 to 20 trailers. When I say trailers, each trailer is worth about 850,000 as of 3-4 years ago. You know, I've not updated my calculation now. So it comes to Nigeria, and the northerners too. It comes through other borders and whatever. So there's a lot demand for coconut. But like I said, if you are planting, I won't expect you to plant 1 acre, or I won't expect you to plant 10 acres or 20 acres and be waiting to sell in one. No. So that's why we're talking of the people that are the investors. Like I know Lagos State is doing a lot of work in that aspect. Like I told you, I just told you, if a company in Akwa Ibom, but Akwa Ibom is even far to us. And I know some private people that are currently looking at, okay, let me know the quantity of coconuts you've been selling. Let's see what we can bring in, where we can do this, because we're exporting jobs. The more we do all these import things, we're exporting jobs. And that's why dollars keep increasing against Naira. We have a lot of things to do right there. Okay, now, so we're talking of coconuts. We're still talking about 3 things. And for those that are still joining us, like I said, I'm pleading for 3 things from you. Help me subscribe to my YouTube channel, because actually these classes, I normally move them to YouTube. Why? In YouTube you can easily read it, and when you get it to YouTube, it helps my own channel, helps my own ministry. I'll be able to buy petrol to keep doing this, maybe twice, thrice, or 4 in a week. Like last week I did about 4 videos or 5 videos. Then again, you'll be able to go over it again when it is in YouTube, and if it's in Facebook, it will go down. By the time I post 3-4 things today, this video will have gone down. You won't be able to search them out again, and it becomes so difficult. So, okay, thank you. And again, you can also share with other people. See, let me tell you, they say there's cooperative, there's a high benefit in cooperation. Let me give you something. If I was for the coconut company in Akwa Ibom, every day they need about 300,000 coconuts for that company to run efficiently. Now let's do some rough calculation. If I plant 1 acre, if I plant 1 plot, okay, if I plant 1 acre, I'm planting, let's say, minimum of 100 plants. Actually it's 100 to 120. I'm planting 100 coconuts. By the time I plant that 100 coconuts, let's say each of the coconuts give me 100 for the first year. Actually, there's a coconut will keep increasing as you're taking care of it. Like there's Mr. Debayo's coconut that is presently producing about 400 to 500 or even 600 fruits per annum. But like I told you, you need to maintain it before you will get that result. So that's why I don't always give people that kind of result. I just use it as a sample. And that's the picture you saw on my timeline most times when you see it's a live picture. It's Nigeria coconut plant, not imported, not Photoshop, not anything. It's a Nigerian coconut plant. It's actually in Osun State. Okay, but I don't like to use its results to judge other. I don't know if you understand. I don't want to use that result. So that's why I just limit 100 for everybody, but you can get more than that. But because his zone is older than some years, not just 3 years or 4 years. Now, okay, what I was trying to say, now I plant 1 acre, let's say 100 tree, and then I'm having 100 times 100. That's giving me 10,000 coconuts. Now 10,000 coconuts out of 300,000. Now that company needs 300,000 per day. So it means if I'm going to calculate 300,000, guys, sorry, don't mind me. I like 300,000 divided by 10,000. So that company needs about 30 acres of coconut that will supply coconut per day. 30 acres. They need 30 acres harvest per day. So you can imagine. So the market is there. The market is huge. And apart from the company, I know there's some. I've been with some that are planning to set up a coconut plantation, but they've even contacted me. Okay, look, we need people that have the coconuts. As in people that, if you are planting now and you are setting it up, in the next 3-4 years, everything will come out together and join them. And then see, like we were calculating, if you plant, even if you are selling at 100 naira, you make money. And I don't even expect 100 naira, because like I told you, the worst case we sell is 200 or whatever. So these are more the reason for you to use coconut as plantation. And then, you know, the price keep increasing. Do you imagine what we were buying food in the last 2 months or 3 years or 1 year? Let me give you one incident. there's something called climate change. Climate change is really affecting a lot of crop. So if you are planting any crop now, you need to go through the ideal management, ideal maintenance system. And that is why I mentioned in the earlier one, I said you need plenty manure. See, if you plant, and then there's another demand. Anything coconut planted organically means you are not using synthetic chemical, you are not using all this chemical stuff. It gets more price. You know, they test for it, so you get better paid than when you use chemicals and all this stuff. Yes, it could be stressful, but it's worth the effort when you use the manure for coconut. So those are most are the reason the way you need to plant your coconut. So 1 acre of coconut, and there was a time I told people, like I said earlier on, don't go and buy 10 acres immediately. No. You see, this is where we used to have challenges. You calculate and said you want to buy 10, you want to do 10 acre, because your expectation is that if I harvest on 10 acre, multiply by 10,000 per acre, it gives me a lot. But what you did not multiply is the money that you will use to, as in the money that you will need to do that 10 acre. As in, if somebody, I was telling some of my students, I said, if somebody give you a calculation in agric and said you will spend 1 million, please within you keep another extra 1 million, because there are things that will definitely change. Today, one of the guys working with me was saying, auntie, I heard that chemical, you know, they call it pako, upskilling, you know, Yoruba, they speak in Yoruba. I heard that this chemical is now 5,000. I say, yes, now I've heard about it. From 2,000 to 5,000. I said, oh, that is it too. And now what I'm trying to tell you is that imagine if it's working for somebody and he has told the person that it's going to cost 2,000, or let's say even say 2,005, and now today is 5,000 naira. How will you go back and tell the person that, okay? And that is why most times when you give somebody to do projects for you, they will not want to come back to you and tell you the price has changed. So they will manage your project, and at the end of the day, the project could fail. At the end of the day, you will not get results. And you know, because they try to manage, because most times people don't, they look at, if I go and tell him now, and then we start saying, I've spent this money, or if I go and complain now, you know, that kind of thing. So it's a lot in agric. But if you are the type that is not too harsh, and you find a way to, okay, I know this thing is going, okay, he said 1 million, but let me budget 2 in my mind. You know what? So that as you are growing, you know there will be extra charges, and if you are too lenient, they will patch and manage your project, and at the end of the day, you will not get anything. But if you're okay, I beg, tell me what happened. Okay, there's an incident that happened between me and my team member about some months ago. They went to supply the transport. We pay a transporter to supply something to a location. He was paid even before he leaves. You know them. And when he got to that place, they now said, we are still going inside. He said it's not moving again, that they are not going. Immediately they call me. I said, look, it is money. I said, ask him how much. He said, no. He said it's not going. I said, yes, I know. Since he said it's not going, I know it is money. Tell him how much are we having. My other partner was saying, I said, ask him. See, will you stay there? You can't sleep on the road. You have to move. You have to deliver what you need to deliver. And it's not that I planned for it. It's not that we planned for it or anything. But already I know. But I want my work to be done. This is what most people don't know outside. So if anybody give you one bill, I beg, please. If they don't even come back to ask you for more money, it means they've done trachea on your farm. I'm being really, really sincere with you. Quote me anyway. If you give somebody money, they gave you a quote, and they are doing a good job for you, and they didn't come back and say, oh God, this one has increased. Oh God, we didn't know, we didn't calculate this one. Oh God, we didn't do this. But most people, you think it's the way you buy things in the market. Farms don't work like that. Yeah, I'm a farmer. Farm don't work like that. See the chemical I'm explaining to you. If somebody has paid that guy and said, if he has promised somebody I will do farm for you, and they gave him money, then the price has changed. Then he will not go back and tell the owner. If it's his own, he doesn't have a choice. He will buy it and use it. But if it's somebody's own, they will manage. They will not spray everything, or they will spray half one, or they will. So this, and that is why, as a farm owner, I keep saying something. This is one big mistake most farm owners do in Nigeria. They want to own the farm. Excuse me, but they don't want to be involved in that farm.
So if you are owning a farm, okay, this is my farm, it's 10-acre farm, and I want this farm to give me yield, but you don't know anything about the farm. Honestly, you are just throwing money away. Knowing anything is, okay, let me be sincere with you, you need to have some idea of how the farm will be run. I remember I put up a farm management course, and I specifically wrote there that it is for farm owners. Somebody was asking me, what if I don't have a farm? I said, it's good for you. You will understand how the farm works. You will understand how it's run. You don't have to be the one running the farm. Because see, it's like, how do yes, you want to invest in something. If you don't know, if you don't want to be there, if they know you know what is happening, the disappointment, the tricks or whatever will be reduced compared to when you don't know anything. They will just come and give you one bill. Okay, they just come and give you one bill and then say, this is it. So in short, like I'm saying, it is coconut, not only coconut. Coconut is good for retirement plan. It's a very good crop that you can use for retirement crop. As in, you keep maintaining it. If, like I said, don't buy 10 acres or 100 acres at the same time. But if you know you can afford the 10 acres maintenance at the same time, then good for you. And then what you do again is, when you develop them, if you start in the first year, you develop 5 acres. By the second year, you develop 5 acres. By the following year, you develop, by the time you are developing 5, or if you can afford, you do 10. By the 5th or 6th year, they will be sponsoring themselves. And by the 5th, 6th year, they will be sponsoring themselves. The harvest from the previous acre will be sponsoring the other acres. And you can grow them like that. And you just sit down. During harvesting time, you just bring your chair and come and stay in the middle of the farm, and they'll be harvesting and they'll be doing accounting for you. That's what you will need. And that's what we call retirement plan. What's better retirement plan than that? As in, you just sit down, they'll come and harvest it. If you just want to sell it, okay, I don't want to be involved in processing, I don't want their shred, just calculate my coconut, harvest it, and give me my money. So it means it's even during harvesting time, you come and sit down. So that when you sit down during the harvesting time, you just be calculating. So these are most how you do your coconut. And then it is not only coconut. One of these days, I will come up and use some other crops to let you know the planting method and everything, because their soil is a bit different, their harvesting is a bit different, and some other things are a bit different. Like I said, if you have questions, I will soon go, and I hope I'll be able to share some information with you. If you have questions, you can drop it in the comments box. I will respond to it even after the class or when next we're meeting. And like I said, I asked people to somebody drop palm tree plantation. I'm going to briefly say this. Palm tree plantation is the same. Let me give you something. When you say palm is a general name. They have a name. They have a botanical name. I can't remember it now. Palm is a family. And the under palm family is where we have coconut and palm tree. So they follow the same process. Like Yoruba will say, Omo, Yaniwo, they are the same mother. Let's say they are the same mother, they are not the same father. You know that kind of. So they are the same thing. Coconut farming and palm oil farming, they are the same thing. Now there's the difference. I won't say difference much in palm now. Before too, palm used to be like 9 to 15 years. But as they're producing hybrid of coconut, they are producing hybrid of palm. But you know, funny thing, the best hybrid, there's a hybrid for palm that will mature, that will start fruiting in 12 years, in 12 months. Yes, but you know what? It's very expensive. And because of its expensivity, because it's expensive, they don't even do the seedling. Rather, they will sell the seed for you to go and nurse yourself. And one seedling alone is about 3,000 or 4,000. One seedling for that palm. And like I told you, palm is from this other side, Malaysian or this other side. Actually, you know, there's Tenera, they are just like coconut. Palm has different names too. Depending on the variety you want. You can buy the one of 12 months, you can buy the one of 3 years, you can buy the one of 9 years, depending on your capacity. There are people that are selling palm tree for 1,000, there are people that are selling 300 or 500. So it depends on the quality they are selling for you. Do you know, out of the one they are selling for, the low one, they are selling for 1,000, 1,500, or okay, you still have variety among them. The seed for palm, yes, you can contact me, you can send me message inbox. The seed is the seed, not seed. Is the seed. There's seedling for palm, but the palm that have seedling is the one with the one that will mature in 3-4 years. The seed The one that will mature in 12 months is the seed. They will not, it's even in a pack, it's an imported seed. They will not sell the, it is called, oh my God, I know Tenera, I've forgotten the name. I forgot the name. So that one is expensive. Somebody asked me, I told him, no, they don't sell seedling of that. It's the seed they will sell to you, not seedling. So I know somebody that has bought it. Actually, I was the one that did those connections that time. But it is seed they sell for the expensive one, because they feel that if you do the seedling, oh, buy it, then how much do they want to sell the seedling? So they don't keep the seedling down. But palm, the same process you use to plant your coconut is the same process you use for palm. It's just that the fruit on top of them that are different. And then, see, if you are planting palm, just like coconut, if you are planting palm, you need to look for a palm is even, coconut can even still sell fat. If you don't plant plenty coconut, you can really sell your coconut, because you can just pack it and take to the market. You can sell it to companies and everything. But in the case of palm, you know, you need to process it. Processing is still currently a big challenge in Nigeria. As in, you know the way they process coconut. Have you ever seen where they're processing red oil? You will not eat red oil again. They process it in my town in Ekiti State. Yes, I know why, because they use leg. So it's not something, if you want to do your own, and you want to, see, let me give you something. We were talking in my other classes, you should look at them, farm manager, farm workers and everything. If you are still going to use the old process of processing palm, you plant palm and you want to follow them with the old process of where they use leg, and you call this woman and rural women having to do it for you, it's still going to be expensive. So though I know there's machineries, there's simple machineries on whatever, so you should look for those and look for about that. I'm just suggesting before, see, like I said as I was starting, anything you want to plant, you should plan the market along. For anything you are planting, the market first. Okay, how do I sell? How do I process? If it's something that requires processing, how do I process? Or how do I sell? In the case of coconut, it's easy to sell. You understand? But anything that you have to depend on some set of people to do the hard labor, it's a bit somehow that's something you cannot really get professional work people that will do it for you. It's a bit, that's why we always have a lot of challenges. For instance, if by the time you harvest and the location, if you are not in the location where you get all those women, like if you are in Ekiti side or wherever, I know my aunties then during those harvesting, it's almost time for harvesting palm. My aunties then will go and work. They said they are going to unload dying or whatever they call it. Then they will go and do the work for the henny. So you have to be in a location. See, farm location is very important. One of these days, I'll be discussing farm locations as in factors that you should consider when you are choosing where to put your farm, where to set your farm. If you put your farm somewhere where there's no farmers, you will pay triple. To get your produce out to be expensive, to do this will be expensive, to do that will be expensive. But if you should look for locations where you have concentration of farmers that are producing the same thing you are producing, it helps, it reduces the cost of production for you. These are the things we don't factor in. So guys, if there's no question, I'll be leaving you now till the next time when I come online. It could be tomorrow, it could be anytime. Like I said, if I give time, we don't have electricity, we don't have so many things, so I can just come at any time. So thank you for watching, and if you have questions, please just drop it. I will attend to every one of them. Thank you. Jesus Christ.